Please video like and subscribe this channel. The moment I stepped onto the surface of Altherian 7, I knew something was different. The planet's atmosphere shimmered like liquid gold, distorting the horizon in waves of heat and light. I had been here on a research mission, assigned to document the planet's unique flora and mineral formations. Simple enough, I thought. But I wasn't prepared for what I would encounter, a being so extraordinary, so terrifying, and yet, so heartbreakingly human in her emotions that I could barely process her existence. I had wandered into the valley where the Royal Observatory of the alien civilization was rumored to stand, my scanner quietly humming. The flora was alive in ways I had never seen. Enormous vines undulated like snakes, emitting faint pulses of light that mirrored the rhythm of my own heartbeat. I was so engrossed in the study that I didn't notice her until she spoke. "Why are you here, human?" Her voice, soft, melodic, and almost trembling, stopped me cold. I looked up and saw her for the first time. She stood atop a crystalline ridge, her long hair glimmering like strands of starlight. Her skin had a subtle iridescence, and her eyes, violet flecked with gold, pierced through me, as if she could see every secret thought I had ever held. She wore the ceremonial garb of her people, but it was unlike anything I had imagined. It flowed with the energy of her body, shifting colors in rhythm with her breathing. I'm a researcher," I stammered. "I mean no harm. I'm just exploring." She tilted her head, a gesture that made her 4 elongated eyes focus sharply on me. "Human, you lie in your hesitation. And yet, your intent is not malicious." Still, her voice broke slightly. "Why are you staring?" I froze. I wasn't staring. I was just. "Just what?" she demanded, stepping closer, each movement fluid, like a predator approaching prey, but not threatening, not yet. "Explain." Before I could answer, a sudden tremor shook the ground. My scanner went off, warning me of nearby seismic activity. The cliff beneath me trembled. I tried to step back, but my footing slipped. That was all it took. Panic surged through me, and I turned and ran. The chase begins. At first, I thought I could outrun her. After all, she was standing on the ridge, and I had gravity-assisted momentum. But I underestimated the agility of a royal Altherian. The princess was faster than anything I had ever encountered. Within seconds, she was descending the ridge, gliding over jagged stones as if she were weightless. "Stop," she shouted, but her voice was both commanding and laced with desperation. "Why are you running from me?" I kept running. My mind was a chaotic swirl. I shouldn't have come here. I shouldn't have looked. I shouldn't have anything. I didn't know what to do. My legs burned, my lungs ached, and yet I couldn't stop. I felt the weight of her gaze even from behind, pressing down on my consciousness. The forest ahead was dense, and the glow of the flora cast eerie shadows. I ran blindly, crashing through luminescent vines, slipping on wet rocks, ignoring the minor cuts and burns that tore through my clothes. I could hear her voice behind me, alternating between pleading and scolding. "You don't understand," she cried. "You cannot run from this, human." Understanding her world. I stumbled into a clearing where the light of 3 moons pooled in iridescent puddles. Gasping for air, I turned to look for her, but she was there, standing at the edge of the clearing, her eyes wide, brimming with tears. I had never seen a creature so alien, so regal, so powerful, and yet so vulnerable. I didn't mean to offend," I said, my voice hoarse. You don't understand," she interrupted. "Everything about your species, your impulsive nature, your lack of awareness, it frightens my people." I shook my head. I didn't know. I didn't mean." She stepped forward, and I noticed the glow of her markings had intensified. They pulsed with her heartbeat, her emotion. She reached out one hand, delicate, forefingered, and I froze. You run from curiosity, she said softly. But running will not save you. You must learn. Her words pierced through the fog of panic in my mind. Learn what? I thought. Learn about fear. About alien culture. She let out a deep sigh and lowered herself to sit on one of the crystalline rocks. I will not harm you, human. But you must stay. You must perceive, not just react. You must understand. The lesson in perception. Over the next several days, she taught me her ways. Altherians communicated not just with words, but with energy, with intention. Staring, touching, or moving without consent sent signals that could destabilize the mind of a human untrained in their perception. I learned to control my impulses, to see beyond the physical, to understand the emotional and energetic subtleties of her people. Each morning began with exercises in perception, tracking the flow of energy in plants, stones, even the air itself. By the third day, I could anticipate her movements, feel the pulses of her emotion without a single word spoken. I was learning to see not with my eyes, but with understanding. One evening, while sitting by a reflective pool, she turned to me. Tears glistened in her violet gold eyes. Do you see why you cannot run from what you do not understand? I nodded. I see. I was blind before. You were running not just from me, she said softly. You were running from yourself. From your ignorance, your fear, your impulsive nature. You must face it, human. I realized she was right. My flight was not just from her, it was from my own inadequacy. My species prided itself on intelligence and curiosity, yet here I was, overwhelmed by a culture that demanded mindfulness, awareness, and empathy. A bond forms. As days turned into a week, I stopped running. I stopped fearing. We communicated through gestures, energy pulses, and finally, words. She taught me the history of her people, a civilization spanning centuries, built on principles of perception, trust, and harmony with the natural energy of their worlds. I fled once, when I was your age, she admitted one night. I ran from duty, from expectations, from fear of failure. And yet, someone believed in me. Someone stayed. That is why I stay with you. I blinked, stunned. You trust me? Yes, she whispered, tears rolling down her cheeks. Because you are learning, because you are willing to see. It was the first time in my life that anyone had seen me, truly seen me. And the experience was almost too overwhelming to bear. The trial of courage. One morning, the planet trembled with violent energy storms. Lightning-like arcs shot across the sky, and the forest itself seemed to writhe. Her people's settlement was at risk. I instinctively wanted to flee, but she caught my arm. Do not run, human, she said. This is the moment you choose to see clearly. We moved through the chaos together. I helped stabilize energy barriers, rerouted conduits, and assisted the inhabitants with tools I barely understood. For the first time, I realized that my human ingenuity, combined with her guidance, could make a real difference. When the storm passed, she looked at me. Her tears reflected the soft moonlight. You did not run, she said. You stayed. You faced the storm, just as you faced me. I smiled, exhausted but exhilarated. I stayed because you believed I could. She took my hand in hers. And I will continue to believe in you, human. But you must always remember, running solves nothing. Understanding is the key. The departure. Eventually, my mission ended. The research team had scanned the planet and collected their data. But leaving Altherian 7 felt heavier than any starship liftoff I had experienced. The princess accompanied me to the landing site, her violet gold eyes still glistening. Do you remember what I said? She asked softly. Running solves nothing. Understanding is the key, I replied. Good, she smiled. Remember it, human. And perhaps one day, your people will learn what I have taught you in a week. As I boarded the ship, I turned for one last look. She stood tall, regal, yet vulnerable, tears catching the light of Altherian Seven's twin suns. I realized then that she had given me a gift no human had ever received, the ability to truly see, not just observe, to empathize, not just react, to connect, not just survive. The engines roared, and the planet shrank beneath me. Yet her words echoed in my mind. Why are you running, human? A question that had once terrified me now guided every decision I would make in the galaxy.